This story is about a young NASA intern named Ava. She finds some old secret files inside the NASA archive room. These files talk about a strange object found in the desert many years ago. The object is not from Earth. When Ava watches a video on the flash drive, she learns that the object is alive. After this, some men in black suits start following her. They want the files back. Ava runs away and meets a man named Leo, who knows the truth about Project Helios. Together, they try to find the hidden device before the government can. This story is full of mystery, danger, and big secrets. It shows what happens when one small discovery can change the whole world. It was a quiet evening in Houston when 23-year-old intern Ava Khan finished cleaning her small desk at NASA's Johnson Space Center. She was new, nervous, and excited. Ever since she was a child, she dreamed of working at NASA. She thought she would spend her internship making small reports, checking data, or helping senior scientists. She never imagined she would find something that could change the world. Forever, Ava walked down the long hallway toward the archive room. Her supervisor, Mr. Roberts, had told her to bring some old mission files for scanning. These files were not important, at least that's what she believed. The archive room was cold and dark, with tall shelves full of dusty boxes. Most of the documents inside had not been touched for many years. As Ava searched for the files, she noticed a thin metal drawer at the bottom of a shelf. It was different from the others. It had a special lock and a faded tag that read, "Classified Level 7 Access Only." Ava froze. Level 7? She had only Level 1 access. She knew she should ignore it and continue her work, but something inside her told her to look closer. The drawer looked old, maybe forgotten. The lock was rusty. Maybe it had been declassified, but nobody updated the records. Her curiosity grew stronger. She pulled the drawer. Surprisingly, it slid open easily. Inside, there was only one folder, a black folder with silver letters, Project Helios, top secret. Ava's heart beat fast. She looked around, no cameras in this part of the archive. She told herself she would look for just 1 minute. After all, she would not take anything. She only wanted to see what was inside. She opened the folder. Her breath caught. Inside were old papers, photographs, and typed reports. One image showed something huge and circular, lying in a desert, surrounded by NASA trucks. Another photo showed a metal object glowing under bright lights in a lab. The reports had strange words: unknown material, non-human origin, energy signature, and recovered craft. It looked like evidence of something not from Earth, Ava whispered. This can't be real, right? She kept reading. The documents described an object found in 1972 in Nevada. It was made of a metal no scientist could identify. It emitted energy even when disconnected from any power source. The last page of the report mentioned attempts to open the craft, but the results were blacked out with thick ink. Ava felt a chill. She should stop. She should close the folder and leave. But she saw a small flash drive taped inside the cover. It was labeled, Video Log 4, Do Not Copy. Her hands shook as she removed it. Should she watch it? She had a laptop in her bag. But if the video was truly top secret, she could get fired. Or worse. She heard footsteps. Ava quickly closed the folder and shoved it back into the drawer. She slipped the flash drive into her pocket without thinking. The footsteps grew louder. Mr. Roberts appeared at the end of the hall. There you are, Ava. Everything okay? Her heart thumped loudly, but she forced a smile. Yes, sir. I'm just finding the files you asked for. He nodded and walked away. Ava exhaled slowly. That was too close. She grabbed the assigned box and left the archive room, trying to act normal. But inside, she felt like she had opened a door she could never close again. That night, Ava sat in her small apartment, staring at the flash drive. She turned off all lights. She unplugged her Wi-Fi. She closed the curtains. Then she finally connected the flash drive to her laptop. A video opened at first. The screen was dark. Then a man in a white lab coat appeared. His voice was shaky. This is Dr. Harris, Project Helios. Today we made contact. Ava leaned closer. Behind the man, something moved. A soft humming sound filled the room, even through the speakers. A silver shape glowed in the background. The doctor continued. The craft responded to electrical stimuli. It changed color. It seemed alive. Ava felt goosebumps. Suddenly, alarms sounded in the video. Red lights flashed. People were running and shouting. The camera shook. Someone yelled, "Shut it down! Shut it!" The video cut to static. Ava stared at the laptop in silence. Her hands were ice. The video seemed real. Too real. She closed the laptop. She wanted to pretend she never saw anything, but she knew she couldn't. These documents could change history. If the world learned NASA had found something not from Earth decades ago, everything would be different then. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She ignored it. It rang again and again. Her heart sank. She finally answered in a small, shaky voice. Hey. A deep voice responded. Miss Khan, we need to talk about the file you accessed today. Ava felt the air leave her lungs. How do you? I didn't. It was unlocked. We'll send a car. Do not leave your apartment. The call ended. Ava dropped her phone. Someone knew. Someone was watching. She walked to her window and peeked outside. A black car was already parked in front of her building. Two men in suits stepped out and looked up toward her. Florova stepped back in fear. Suddenly, she felt a new emotion rising inside her. Not determination. If they wanted the flash drive, there must be something important on it. Something they didn't want the world to see. She grabbed her bag, put the flash drive inside, and ran to the back door of her building. She didn't know where she was going. She only knew one thing. She had to reveal the truth before they stopped her. Ava ran through the dim hallway of her apartment building, her footsteps light but fast. Her breathing was loud in her ears, but she tried to stay quiet. She knew the men outside were not normal government workers. They came too fast. They knew too much. Someone must have been watching the archive room. Even though she saw no cameras, she pushed open the back door and stepped into the cool night air. The sky was dark, filled with heavy clouds. A cold wind swept across the parking lot. Ava pulled her hoodie up and walked quickly, trying to blend into the shadows. She didn't know where to go, but she knew she had to move. She reached the street and looked around. No black cars. No men in suits. For a moment, she felt safe, but she knew the feeling would not last. A bus stopped at the corner. Without thinking, she ran toward it and jumped inside. She sat at the very back seat and looked out the window. Her hands trembled as she clutched her bag, where the flash drive rested like a ticking bomb. The bus moved. Slowly, the apartment building disappeared behind her. Ava exhaled. But the fear stayed. After 20 minutes, she got off near the city library. She walked inside, hoping it was safe. The library was almost empty, except for a few students and an old librarian sleeping at his desk. Ava found an empty table and sat down. She opened her laptop again, but before inserting the flash drive, she hesitated. Was it even safe to view this video again? She looked around. The library was quiet. Too quiet. She plugged the flash drive in anyway. The same file appeared. Video log 4. She replayed it, watching carefully. This time she paused on every moment, trying to find clues. In the background of the video, behind Dr. Harris, she noticed a symbol on the wall, a red circle with a triangle inside, and a smaller circle in the center. She didn't recognize it. It wasn't the NASA logo. It was something else. A secret division. A special project group. She took a photo of the symbol with her phone. Then the video showed the glowing object again. Ava zoomed in. It looked like a metallic sphere with strange lines on it. The lines were not random. They formed patterns like a map or code. She felt a strange pull, like the object was calling to her, even through the screen. "What are you?" she whispered. Suddenly a shadow moved near the library door. A tall man in a black suit walked in, scanning the room slowly. Ava's heart jumped. She quickly unplugged the flash drive and closed her laptop. The man walked toward the librarian, showing him something. The librarian pointed down the hallway. "They're looking for me." Ava stood up quietly and moved toward the back of the library. She slipped behind tall shelves of books. Her breath was fast. Her hands were shaking again. She heard footsteps. Two men now. They were searching. She crouched behind a shelf, hiding her face behind thick books. The men's voices were low but serious. She couldn't have gone far. "Orders are clear. We retrieved the drive. No mistakes." Ava closed her eyes for a moment. She needed to escape. She couldn't let them catch her, not with the flash drive. Not with the truth. She looked around and saw a small emergency exit sign glowing in the corner. Quietly, she moved toward it. But as she reached the door, a hand grabbed her shoulder. Ava gasped and turned, expecting one of the men in suits. But it was a young man with messy hair and tired eyes. He whispered urgently, "Don't scream. I'm here to help." Ava stared at him, confused and scared. "Who are you?" "No time. They're coming. Follow me." Normally, Ava would never trust a stranger, but she had two options: follow him or get caught. She chose the stranger. They pushed through the emergency door, alarms ringing loudly. The stranger led her down a narrow alley behind the library. The night air was cold, but Ava didn't stop running. After a few blocks, they reached a small parking lot. A beat-up blue car was parked under a broken streetlight. "Get in," he said. Ava bit her lip. "How do I know you're not one of them? If I was, you'd already be in the back of a black van. Now get in if you want to live." That was enough. She got in. The stranger jumped into the driver's seat and started the car. They drove away fast, just as the men in suits rushed out of the alley behind them. After 10 minutes of silence, Ava finally spoke. "Who are you?" The man glanced at her. "My name is Leo. I used to work at NASA, Project Helios." Ava's eyes widened. "You know about the video?" "More than that," he said. "I helped record it." Her heart dropped. "Then you know what happened after the camera cut?" Leo nodded, gripping the steering wheel tightly. "Yes, and that's why they're hunting you now." Ava swallowed hard. "What is Project Helios? Why was the object hidden?" Leo sighed. "Because it wasn't just a craft. It was a message." "A message?" Ava whispered. "Yes," Leo said, "and the government has been hiding it for 50 years. Ava felt a chill crawl up her spine. "Why tell me?" "Because you already saw the files," Leo said, "and once you've seen them, you become part of the story, whether you like it or not." Ava looked out the window as the city lights blurred. Her life had changed in less than a day. From a simple NASA intern to someone running from secret agents and hidden truths. Leo continued, his voice serious. "The craft that NASA found wasn't damaged. It wasn't random. It wasn't lost. He paused. It came to Earth on purpose. Ava stared at him, her voice barely a whisper. Why? Leo looked at her with tired, fearful eyes. That's what we need to find out. And the answer is somewhere in those documents you found. Ava stared at Leo, her heart beat loud in her ears. The car sped down an empty highway, streetlights flashing like signals in the night. She held the flash drive tightly in her hands, feeling its weight small, but powerful enough to change everything. She finally gathered her courage. Leo, what do you mean? The craft came on purpose? Who sent it? Leo didn't look at her. His eyes were fixed on the road ahead. Project Helios started in 1972, when satellite scans picked up a strange object in the Nevada desert. The government thought it was a spy aircraft, but when scientists reached the site, they found something else, something not made by human hands. Ava leaned closer. The sphere in the video. Yes, Leo said. We called it the Helios core. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a weapon. It was a device? What kind of device? Leo breathed slowly, like the memories hurt him. It stored information, like a message in a bottle. Except this message wasn't written in words. It was written in energy, something we didn't understand. Ava frowned. But why hide it? Leo gave a small, sad laugh, because the message said we were not alone. And some people in power don't want the world to know that. Ava felt a shock run through her. So the video was proof the device was waking up? Leo nodded. That day, the Helios core reacted to electrical currents. It started sending signals. We didn't know who those signals were meant for, but the government panicked. They shut down the project and locked everything away. Ava looked at the flash drive. Then why chase me? Why not destroy the files long ago? Leo's voice hardened. Because they need the files now. The core hasn't stayed quiet. It activated again 2 weeks ago. Ava froze. What? Yes. And this time, it's stronger. NASA detected an energy pulse from the desert, same frequency as the core. They're scared. They know something is coming. That's why they want the data. They think they can control it, Ava whispered. And you think I can help? Leo looked at her for the first time since the conversation started. I think you already did. You found the last missing file. That flash drive holds the coordinates of the original core site. The government lost them when the project shut down. Without those coordinates, they can't reach the device. Ava blinked. Coordinates? Why would they hide those on a flash drive? Untrust them, Leo said. He believed the truth should belong to the world, not buried in a desert bunker. Ava felt a strange mix of fear and determination. So, we're going to the site, Leo said simply. Before they do, the DSRT hours later, the city lights disappeared behind them. The road turned into sand and dust. Morning light began to rise, painting the sky orange and gold. The desert felt endless. Leo parked the car behind a group of large rocks to hide it. Ava stepped out, her shoes sinking into the sandy ground. The air smelled dry, sharp, ancient. Are you sure this is the right place? Ava asked. Leo checked the printed coordinates from the flash drive. Yes, the core is buried somewhere under this valley. They walked deeper into the desert. The sun climbed higher, heating the ground. Ava wiped sweat from her forehead, but she kept moving. Leo finally stopped at a rocky clearing. This is it, he said. Ava looked around, but nothing is here. Leo knelt and brushed sand away. Something metallic glimmered beneath the dirt. Ava gasped. Is that yes? Leo pulled harder. A circular metal panel was buried under the sand. It had the same strange lines she saw in the core in the video. The same patterns. It's a door, Leo whispered. Before Ava could say anything, the ground trembled softly. A deep humming sound rose from beneath their feet. The metal began to glow with pale blue light. Leo, we didn't touch it. Why is it activating? Leo stepped back, eyes wide. It sensed us. The glowing spread in rings, like ripples in water. Then the ground opened. A circular platform rose slowly, dust falling off its sides. In the center sat the Helios core, larger and brighter than in the video. Its surface pulsed like a heartbeat. Ava felt the air charge with energy. Leo, what do we do? I don't know, he whispered. It wasn't like this before. The core flashed once, twice, 3 times. Ava suddenly felt warmth in her pocket. She reached in and pulled out the flash drive. It was glowing the same blue color as the core. Leo stepped away in shock. It's reacting to the data. The message, it's almost complete. Ava stared at the core. She didn't feel fear anymore, just a strange, calm understanding. What if it wants us to finish the message? Leo shook his head. Ava, don't. She stepped closer. The core hummed louder. The lines on its surface rearranged, forming symbols she didn't recognize. And yet somehow she understood their meaning. Not danger, not war, not invasion. It was a greeting, a peaceful one, a soft voice inside. Ava's mind whispered, you are ready. Ava gasped and fell to her knees. Images flooded her mind, stars, galaxies, distant worlds, beings made of light, traveling across space. Searching for others, searching for us. Leo held her shoulders. Ava, talk to me. The core flashed one final time, then the humming stopped. Everything went silent. Ava slowly stood up. Her eyes were full of tears, not of fear, but wonder. Leo, the message isn't a warning. It's an invitation. What? He asked breathlessly. They came here to share knowledge, to help us, and they left the core as a signal. A bridge. Leo stared at the glowing sphere. So, what happens now? Ava looked at the rising sun. They're coming back. Before Leo could respond, the sound of helicopters echoed across the desert. Black vehicles sped toward them. Dust clouds rose. The government had found them. Leo grabbed Ava's arm. We have to run. Ava shook her head slowly. No, it's too late. They can't bury this anymore. The ground rumbled again louder than before. Leo looked around. What now? Ava watched the sky. A bright point of light appeared above them, and it was getting bigger, closer. She whispered, "They're here." The core lit up like a star. A beam of light shot toward the sky. The desert exploded with brightness and the truth finally revealed itself. This was the story of Ava and the top-secret NASA documents. In the end, she learns that the strange object was not a threat, it was a message from another world. A message of peace. The device wakes up when Ava arrives, and she feels the truth inside her mind. The beings who sent the message are coming to Earth soon. The government tries to stop the truth, but it is too late. The light appears in the sky, and everything changes. The story ends with the idea that we are not alone in the universe. And maybe, the world will never be the same again.